theme song for my show. Said alright, just give me all the details, man. And my homie says he don't know. Well, if you're gonna pay me big, big bucks, cause I might should have something to say. He said, you know what I bring, I'm the customizing king, nothing else matters anyway. So is he gonna have guests? I don't know. Is he gonna go live? I don't know. What time will it be? What will you see? I'm pretty much in the dark, but I can guarantee he'll be customizing action figures, getting paint all on his fingers. It's Art by Ackerman. It's Art by Ackerman. Tips and tricks and conversation, sharing his gift with every nation. It's Art by Ackerman. Art by Ackerman. You best get ready, cause now it's time for Art by Ackerman.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Customizing Studio. I am not sure if it's because of daylight savings time or what's going on, but currently I am here painting by myself, and we have one person in the chat. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure we're gonna have some other people joining us both on screen and in the chat in a bit. But first off, for the one person in the chat, Larry's Geeky World, welcome. Thank you for hopping in, and we'll see as other people join. All right, so what am I going to be working on today? I'm continuing to work on these kitsunes. There's just a lot of detail work on these. Today I'm going to do a lot of there's a bunch of little rivets on here that I'm going to paint gold, both on the torso, on the waist piece, on the loin piece for this one, as well as this one. So there's a lot of gold trim that's going to be throughout this figure, and I'm going to work on a lot of that gold trim today. May work on some of the blue as well, but initially kind of going to start with a lot of the gold stuff. So Shannon pops in, says, help Curtis, Alan's making monsters today. Well, tell Alan good luck with his monsters. Hope that he has a good time with that. So and if you guys are down in the in the Texas area, check out their haunted house, which will be open next week because it is Friday the 13th. So check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. So Tanya is here, and she says, hey Curtis, Kevin and I are watching. Well, hey Tanya, and hey Kevin. Hi honey. So all right. So just gonna get started with some of this gold. I am using this Vallejo, which is against my better judgment, but I started using this the other day. Somebody had recommended it. I think it was Rick Emmert had recommended it in the Cabal. This is Glorious Gold, and it's actually a really good gold. So even though I'm not a Vallejo fan, I'm going to use that. I did use it on this Kitsune eye patch the other day, so I think that came out pretty good. This is, for the most part, this head is pretty much done. Do need to gloss the eye and the nose. And then I was also working on this one on the Customizing Studio. I think that one is pretty much done as well, just with a little bit of gloss on the eyes and nose and maybe even the mouth. So, all right. So let's start working on some of this gold. And I have my little ball stylus that I'm going to use for these rivets. They're super tiny, and I find this easier than with a paintbrush. So I'm just going to get a little bit of gold on here and start going in on all these little tiny rivets. So get my magnifier to where I can see it, but it's not in your guys' way. And now these are super tiny, so we'll see how well this works. It's working okay. I might need double magnification on this. I might have to get my other magnifying arm out and overlay them. So we'll see. But I'm just going to go through and try to get these, and then I'll come back through and touch up any of the white that I need to. So But because this is a lot of detail work, I'm probably not going to be talking a whole lot, which is going to make for a very interesting customizing studio with nobody else here to bounce stuff off of. All right, so that's the first row. I think the first one went a little bit too light. After that, it seems like it got better. This one's a little off center a little bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. Sorry for the quiet. Like I said, this is pretty tiny details. So I think that one up in the corner was a little big, but we can always fix that. It's not looking too bad. I see a few that I'm going to have to touch up, but let's see. Oh, dude, looks like we got somebody. Jay is here. Hey, Jay.
Hey,
Um, Alberto jumped in the chat as well. What's up? And we
so
got
my
Jay in
ring
the
light,
chat as well as on screen.
yes,
What's
I'm
that?
double duty. Is this
Yeah,
sideways for real? I thought I
it
fixed
is.
that.
It is sideways, sir.
And my ring light died. I'm fixing that because I know I can fix that. Because if I look on the screen and see that, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Okay.
I'll be right back. BRB.
All right. So Jay will be right back. Okay. It's not looking too bad. There's like a little deformity in here, and I can't tell if that's paint buildup or if that's in the skirt itself. I'm gonna mess with that with the X-Acto real quick. There it is. It was right in front of me, but I couldn't see it. ADHD blindness. It's a real thing, folks. Yeah, I think it's just paint buildup. So scrape some of that off, and then I'll have to put some more white on there. Must have been when I primed it, it must have kind of pulled up a little bit on that spot. So time to get out Tanya's favorite, the titanium white from So Flat. And it's going to look a little bit different than the other ones for now because that primer comes out a little glossy and this is going to be way flat. But once I finish this and clear coat it, it should come back together nicely. So oh, and there Jay is back. And he's the right way. Good job. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Is it just us?
For now, yes.
All right. Well done. It's a
I
good thing I
think
rushed to get everything together to paint.
Benny said that he might be jumping on in a bit. So we had Jesse Marshall jumped in. Good afternoon. And Brian Carr popped in, says, running some errands, wanted to stop by and say a quick hello. Happy Sunday to all. Happy Sunday to you as well, Brian.
Hey guys. All right. Finished getting set. So I am primarily going to dry brush a bunch of stuff purple
Oh, nice.
today. I have a bunch of things that I painted in this paint. Let's see if I can, like, I'm watching this on my computer, so it's on a delay. Okay, so there we go. So this is one of the things. So I have a bunch of stuff that I painted in this Turbo Dark paint called Dream On. And I really love the way it looks with a blue or purple dry brushed on top. Unfortunately, my ring light is dead, so I've got like this other light to the side. So I'm gonna.
So, did we lose him? Either I locked up or Jay locked up. Let me know in the comments. Did Jay stop talking or did I stop talking? I think it's him. Alma Trout. I'm sorry. I think Alan told me how to pronounce this. This is Alma Tra Art. I don't know. I'm messing that up. Oh, Jay locked up. Okay, so he should be back. Yeah, if you could phonetically tell me how to sound out your name, that would be awesome. I know Alan said it once, and I forgot. I am not a smart animal, folks. So, oh man, Jay's gone now, so he'll be back. And he just got his camera the right way. Watch him come back sideways. That'll be hilarious. Okay. Al Matra Art. There you go. Al Matra Art. Let me know if I did that right. I'm doing 4 rivets and then looking to see if Jay's back, and then 4 more rivets and looking to see if Jay's back. Alan, right now it is. Jay has been in and out. He was in, his camera was sideways, he went out, came back, his camera was right, and then he locked up, and then he disappeared. So for right at this very second, yes, I'm alone. But I know my friends are here with me in spirit. I really messed up that one rivet. I got really fat. You guys probably can't see that. It's such tiny details. I'd have to get really close with the camera. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit. Move this light down. Let me try to adjust the arm. Okay, let's see if that. I think that's a little bit better. Um, so this one here that I just did is kind of fat, but yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's a little bit better. So I'm just gonna have to crouch a little bit in order to paint. So should actually be better because my arm will be more braced on the table, so it won't shake. Oh, and there, Jay is back. Hey, Jay.
Hey, my Wi-Fi went down, and then it was back.
All right.
It was like it chumbawambled.
Well, let me embiggen you again. And then Alan says he needs to eat and set up, and then he'll pop on. But he's doing weird stuff, if that's okay. Hey, the weirder the better, man. So,
I like that.
yeah. All right, Jay, it's all on you.
So I don't know what I even said. I don't know when that
You
cut
you
off, but I'm
you
working
you
on
pulled
a
up the
custom.
wings and said that you like using that Turbodork paint with a
Is that
dry
it?
brush purple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have what I'm doing is I have this kit that is a dragon from Borderland Horde Customs. So this is it's what's the thing with an eagle and but like a lion body called?
Griffin.
That's right, a griffin. So it's a griffin as well. You can it's different heads. It's swappable. I just have the body drawing, but it has a scorpion tail as well. So I'm dry brushing these along with some other things. Like I have this head from Josh Brown Customs that I'm just waiting to dry a little bit. And then I have some random other things. I'm working on a tribute figure like to rock and roll from G.I. Joe, which is, I have a shirt here, but I have the build together. So that is something I want to mess around with. I'm going to use these legs. I'm actually probably not even going to paint them, which is unusual for me. And then I've got some other random things like a bug head from Old School Customs. Got a paint and some Hellboy robot heads. So there's a bunch of different things that I'm going to work on. So it's like more organized than usual, I think. And these are pretty cool. These are, I don't know who sculpted them, but they are from One Per Case. So I don't know if people are that into Hellboy or not.
Cool.
Tell me. Oh, I'm still on, right? Okay.
Yep.
No, there's like a weird delay, super long delay on my computer. Okay, that's it for now. Some other stuff I'm just going to dry brush to paint.
And then a couple folks in the chat say it could be a griffin or a manticore. So
Yeah, right. I'm gonna try to get another torso and do it as a griffin, as a tribute to Buckbeak from Harry Potter. If anybody else is a super nerd like me.
yeah, I don't know much Harry Potter, I have to admit.
I really love Harry Potter.
But I also kind of feel like if you really love Harry Potter, you have to be able to read, and that's not me. So
It's definitely better. The books are better. I think the movies are probably very, very, very enjoyable anyway. But the books are extraordinary. Oh, here's the head I'm going to use for rock and roll, and he's got like a little I can't think of what it's called. It's like a braided thing. Reminds me of Link Staley from Alice in Chains.
oh, okay.
And then here's the dragon head. So that's
wow.
So that's dry brush to a degree. So that's what the purple looks like on it. I have a lot of little things. So this is also I'm dry brushing this purple. So this is another dragon, also from Borderland Horde.
That one's really cool. I like that.
So this is all sculpted by Gian Art, who does a lot of stuff for them. They named this Naptar. It's pretty adorable. And this is going to be a Lockheed tribute that I'm making this for my daughter. Because I don't know if I've said it on the show, and I may have said it 1,000 times, but we're both really huge Kitty Pryde fans in this family. This family being really the two of us. So.
Well, you've said that you guys are really big, what is it, Lockheed fans?
Yes, right.
I don't know if you actually said the Kitty Pryde. Yeah.
Yeah, it originates from loving Kitty Pryde. I don't know how she wound up really loving Kitty Pryde as a little kid. But you know what I do know? It's the X-Men, one of the X-Men cartoons. Evolution, maybe? It was the one when they were all in high school.
And looks like Tunamator came in and is very happy with the Lockheed tribute. So
I really like that name, but I heard it before I read it, and I thought it was like the food. Yes, Evolution. Evolution was great. I really liked it. Can't find my banana clips. I'm so sorry. Alligator clips. I don't own any banana clips. That would be really weird.
I don't know what a banana clip is. Is that our thing?
It's the curved thing that you put into like an AK, you know? Like it's the clip of bullets that's like curved like a banana.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a gun owner, and I'm fairly certain that is not a legal thing to own.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not that reference would be lost on me.
I just remember it because I think it's a funny name. I once made a character named Banana Clip, and he held bananas, as well as having a banana clip that I painted with a Dole logo.
I do have a couple like old 6-shooters, like Colt type guns, but that's about it.
Oh, it looks like this. Actually, that's what the clip looks like.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Where did it go? I got to use my Vortex mixer really quick.
Okay.
Is that too loud?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there's nobody else here, so
All right.
it's not like I'm gonna be talking to somebody else and not being able to hear it.
Well, I mean, if it's unpleasant for the home audience.
No, it's fine. Yes, this is the armor for the Kitsune Samurai. And G says hello. Hello. Alan says in Texas, we have to take a firearms test every year to stay in the state, or else we have to move to Oklahoma. Interesting.
That's just very specific.
Yeah.
What's in Oklahoma? I know nothing about Oklahoma that I can think of.
People that aren't cool enough to be in Texas is what I understand.
I guess so, yeah. That's where you get dysentery, isn't it? That's Oregon. The Oregon Trail.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah. Are you going to the West Coast meetup?
I don't know yet.
Well, be careful. You might get dysentery.
Possibly.
Right?
Well, that would be the Pac Northwest meetup. There's also a West Coast that's in Sacramento.
Yeah, that's different. I know about that. My friend is one of the people. That's my friend Jason Wumpercase is one of the people who's, I don't know if he like has to do with organizing that in one way to a degree. I don't know. I'm not sure. I sent him painted heads to give away last year. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's cool.
Really. Yeah, I mean the Pacific Northwest one.
Yeah, everything I know about Oklahoma comes from King of the Hill, and all they do is make fun of people from Oklahoma. So,
I know that it's a play. It's a musical.
Because they're from Texas and they're not big fans of Oklahoma on that show.
Is that that's a full rivalry then? It's not just, or is that the reference that Alan's making? Because I haven't watched a lot of King of the Hill, or at least not a long time.
I think it's just a real thing. Like if you're from Texas, you don't like people from Oklahoma, but I don't know.
So wait, I'm going to admit that I'm not certain what the map of the U.S. looks like in that area, but is Oklahoma even close to Texas? Like
Yeah,
what is?
They touch.
Wow. Texas is enormous, so I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I just think of Arizona and New Mexico.
Oh, Alan says it's more bullying than a rivalry. I guess rivalry, you'd have to, two sides would have to fight back and forth rather than one just picking on the other. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Man.
I imagine Texas being like the tall kid that is like holding the head of the big kid away, and or the little kid, and the little kid swinging at him but can't reach. Like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
like Oklahoma has like glasses, and Texas like plays football.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, we know Texas plays football for sure. You've
Yeah.
all seen Friday Night Lights, right? The greatest TV show of all time.
I actually have never seen it.
It's also not the greatest TV. It's
Oh,
really great. It is really great. And you know, I watch very little TV, and I don't watch any football anymore. But yet, I have seen every episode of that show. I binge watched that show, and it was fantastic.
I saw the movie, but I never saw the show.
Movie
So
is also good. You know, this is again, I'm not trying to get you to read because I haven't read it, but the movie is based on a nonfiction book that is that's like a sociological study of the culture of it's like an intellectual, like the person wrote it, I think I want to say it started as like a college project or something. I could be wrong
Mhm.
about that, but it's just a sociological study of Texas, and they made it into a movie and then this show.
Hmm.
Same thing with Orange is the New Black, actually. That's the show that started off great and went downhill.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
I started reading the book and it was very boring. Back when I read a lot, I don't read a lot anymore.
You just described every book that I've ever read.
I used to, I used to read a ton. I, was a lit major, but kind of like lost interest in a lot of newer books.
I did take a mythology course in college and read a lot of that stuff, and that was interesting.
Oh yeah, mythology is super cool. I mean, you get so much of like interesting fantasy stuff, and a lot of sci-fi stuff comes from that. I mean, that's the basis for a lot of like stories that are really kind of out there, you know. I mean, tons of Mythic Legion stuff comes from mythology, right?
Yeah,
Character names and such, except for all of
it's
Necronominus's family that are actually just named after different bones.
it. Oh shit! Almost. Oh no, I did mess that up a little bit. Look at that! I dropped it in my wet palette. Got gold all over the front. So
I
do
did that
you?
last week with a head, and I just pretend I didn't say anything because
That's where these little cotton swabs come in handy. So
I ran out. I just bought some yesterday, actually.
let's do some fix up work here.
So while you fix up, let me just say this thing that have been thinking about for a while, and then occurred to me again yesterday. I guess it was yesterday that they revealed that new character,
The
and he
skeleton.
is yeah, and he's not named after a bone. And so like it is crazy to me that so all of the bone names are hilarious. Like, and I don't mean that in a critical way. I think it's like really clever, but it also makes me feel like it's hard to take Necronominus as seriously when he names all of, I mean, a decent amount of those are his children, right? And again, like I don't really know exactly how that works out, but it's like if you imagine it's like dad jokes, like you giving your kid weird names, like Pelvicus. Is
What
that
if?
right? That's a name? Pelvicus, right?
Yep. What
That's a
if?
hilarious name. That's like
I'm,
almost like a prank to play on your child.
I'm going to offer an alternate theory. Uh, what if he named all of his kids first before we existed, and then somebody named the bones after the kids?
Okay, so that's probably a much more interesting theory. That's actually a very interesting theory. Um, but it does really take the wind out of the sails of my theory of him just being a guy with like a dad humor.
Yeah. I mean, yours chronologically makes more sense, but I'm just saying, like, what if?
Well, I
What
mean,
if?
it's a different world. So who knows if the Bones have those names? Maybe they didn't even
Yeah.
name Bones. I would think we haven't had doctor characters. So what do we know
Yet.
yet? That'll be an interesting way of just like medical professions. I know people have been saying they want just like regular townspeople, but if we really get into professions and we get like, doctors and secretaries.
Oh, hey, Darla's here. I know her.
Hey, Darla. Darla's back from California.
Oh yeah, she's been back for a bit.
And that would be a long trip.
Yeah, she had a good time.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
She got snowed in, so she had to stay at the house and hang out with the grandbaby, which was, I'm sure she had no problems with whatsoever.
Yeah, that seems like an ideal um situation, minus the actual snow, but the result of it.
Yeah. This
It's snow. Wait, where does it's in California, right?
yeah, Northern California.
Northern, man, I don't. California's also enormous, but it doesn't snow very much even in Northern California. No, I don't know.
I don't think they normally get a lot of snow, but it just so happened that when she was there, yeah, they got kind of snowed in.
I
So
mean, this winter's been crazy. It doesn't surprise me. This winter's been brutal. Did you get snowed in a lot? You must have gotten more snow than me.
we got at one point we got like 13 inches, and then after a few weeks it kind of cleared out, and then we got like another 12 inches. Um, so yeah, got a little bit.
Ugh, hate that. Hate it. I actually don't know what amount of snow we got, but I do believe we set a record. Maybe at some point, certainly for my lifetime. Like the the week before ZoloCon. So last week.
Mhm. Yeah, I normally try to when it snows, I try to get out with the ice troll and get some pictures, but I did not do that this time. So
I thought about doing that for the first time, but like what's amazing to me is the amount of people who do that with their figures that have soft goods.
Mm.
Because I would not dare. It's respect to being that daring, but I wouldn't do that. Me,
Darla says the California snow was a surprise, but she didn't mind being stuck inside cuddling our baby. So
yeah,
there you go.
I can imagine.
Okay, I think I'm gonna switch to doing some blue because that those little intricate details are starting to bug me. So I need to
Yeah.
switch to something and come back.
I don't know if this is going to look crazy because now I have two Ulanzi lights here. This might be too bright, but it's going to help me understand what I'm seeing here with the color shift, especially without this overhead light working.
I was fine with the tiny details until I dropped that torso into my wet palette and pissed myself off. So
Yeah, I get that. I would feel the same.
I had a Jesse's little like pink rabbit looking character that's like his logo. It's called a Meep. Um, he had Mark Rivera had printed one up that
Oh wow.
he gave me, and I was trying to paint it, and it didn't really like the only thing that came off on it was the head. Everything else is just like one piece. So there wasn't like a really good way to hold it like while you're painting it.
Oh
So
yeah.
I got that thing, and trying to get the color the way that I wanted to was not easy. And I worked on that thing for a while, and then I dropped it in my wet palette and like got like the paints all over it and had to kind of clean it up and start over again. And as I was getting ready to finish it, I did the same thing again, and I was livid. So
Yeah. That sounds like something I would that's like the type of frustrating accident that I have all the time. Although not specifically that one.
yeah, I had to paint that thing 3 times, so that I was not happy with that.
So that wasn't a head sculpt then, it was like a statue?
It was, yeah, it's like it's a whole, it's like a body and then the head attaches to the top. So,
That's really cool.
yeah, it is cool looking, and I'm glad that I did it, but I did not want to do it 3 times.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's perfectly understandable. Um, one of these days, I'm going to get a head sculpt of my logo done.
that'd be cool.
I've been wanting to do that for some time, but it just it'll happen. I can't. I'm trying to paint this in a way that it's also visible, like to anybody watching. And it seems like it's just very dark here without this ring light.
See, getting a head sculpt that looks like you is one way of doing it. I'm doing it where they made a tribute figure to me, and so now I'm trying to make my head look like the tribute head. That's so rather than modify the sculpt, I'm modifying my face.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to get a tribute figure, I don't think. So I imagine that the raccoon is fairly easy to do. I'm going to hope so. I want to say that I have a picture of it here, but I don't have that sticker is not visible.
I just need to find a good gnome hat for myself. So
I feel like that's not going to be that hard.
yeah.
I
And I
don't know
need
about the
to
rest of it.
grow out the my facial hair on my cheeks, which I only shave because Trevor says it's prickly when he kisses my cheek. So
Is that why?
yeah.
Oh, wow. And that's like
Yeah.
once a
Like
year,
if
so that's a lot of dedication on your
yeah,
end.
I know. I mean, if you look at my logo, I've got the full beard, like the my sides of my face are not shaved. But then Trevor said that it was prickly, and so since then I've been shaving it just for him.
That is just so incredibly considerate of you.
Yeah. But
Hold on,
now that the tribute figure has a full beard, I think I'm gonna have to choose that over Trevor.
yeah, he's gonna have to deal for sure. It's
Yeah.
understandable. Hold on, I gotta just go get I'm gonna grab like a stand.
Okay.
What's it called? Like a tripod.
Okay.
See if that works.
I think what I'll have to do for folks that are listening in the chat, I think I might have to um just grow out my whole facial hair and then tell them like, hey, if you want a spot that's not covered in hair, you're just gonna have to kiss me on the lips. I think is what I'm gonna have to do. So we'll see. We'll see if Darla says something in the comments what she thinks. So, but I think that's the way to go. Let's see. Steph popped in. Wait, hey, Steph says that sounds amazing, Darla. I did much of the same. And see, Alan's now on his other account, Still Beat Studios, says you can get one gnome hat at Transworld. Ooh, really? I might have to look at that. I didn't know that they had stuff like that. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'll get a gnome hat, and then at Legion's Con, I'll do like the what is it, the dwarf on golf or whatever, where he like would be on his knees to make himself look small. I'll do like that. Put the shoes underneath my kneecaps. That's probably an older reference. A lot of the young
I
folks
know
aren't going
you
to get that.
didn't just reference Dwarf on Golf.
I did.
That's wild. Hold on one second. I had 1 second. Hold on.
I think the young folks are not going to get that reference, though.
How young is this audience?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, I paint in a basement, and
Mhm.
I'm like yelling reactions from so far away just because you're referencing Dwarf on Golf. Which I've never seen. I've never seen no, I have seen that. I get that confused with Ernest sometimes.
Yeah, they're both kind of stupid. I could see that.
I mean, Dwarf on Golf might be a little bit of a more obscure reference, actually.
That's true.
I have one of those tripods that is like bendy, and you can like wrap it around stuff. I can't find it.
Yes, Tunamator Dwarf reference in 2026. That is correct. So
Yeah, it's impressive. Hold on 1 second. I gotta.
Alan says young folks don't watch this. Yeah, I don't know that many people watch this. So, but that's okay. That is okay.
I feel like that's the sort of thing that dates back like almost pre-Blockbuster. That's like when you went into like a mom and pop,
Oh yeah.
video store, and it was just on the wall, and like, you know, I'd go with like my parents and my friends' parents trying to pick out things to watch, and we're like always see it, and eventually it's like we just have to watch this.
Yeah, that's probably something that never made it to DVD. It's a VHS only, I'm sure.
I feel like it probably has a Criterion edition.
Tuna Mater says I'm old enough to have watched the Tim Conway show first run back in the day. Well, there you go. That tells you a little bit about our audience. So
I don't know what that is. The name is familiar.
that's where it came from. That's the guy that does the Dwarf on Golf.
There you go.
Steph says I proudly adorn my dwarf hands. So okay, that's cool.
I think that lighting might be something. I don't really know.
I would
Feels like this.
I would probably put the average age of the community at 42. I mean, I think there's a lot of folks that are older than that, but then there's some folks that are in their 20s that kind of offset it.
I think that you're gonna really have. I guess there are people in their 20s. I think this is like you'd have to. I would generally cut the lowest average age off as like early millennials or exennials.
Yeah, I mean, you got folks like Dylan and like the Gonzaleses are pretty young. And then on the older side, you've got like, Brett and Trevor. But yeah, I'm gonna say 42. That's my guess on the average age of the community.
I mean, for the most part, I think it's like toy collecting is like a real Gen X thing, and it's a real it's like growing up. It's like being an 80s baby.
Mm.
I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of people. There's like the Exennial. I don't know if I count as one, but it's like the.
Steph says, "Who's Tim Conway?" He was one of the regulars on like the Carol Burnett show.
What?
Yeah,
I know who that is.
Yeah, short guy. He usually is kind of the butt of the jokes on a lot of the stuff that they did. So
this is a wild coincidence, but somehow in my Instagram feed there was a reel that popped up of him. This was literally like yesterday, going on some crazy rant and like breaking the Carol Burnett and whoever the other super famous guy, the main famous man on that show. I don't know the name.
I think I know the one that you're talking about, where he's keeping a straight face and they are just dying. Yeah.
Carol Burnett makes it through a great deal of it, but at the end she really can't. And the guy's
the one where he's making the elephant noises and stuff?
No, he's just talking nonsense. I don't remember entirely. Crazy things pop up in my reels and I just watch them and I don't know why. I'm like, oh, weird outtakes of a show from the 70s that I actually strongly disliked when it was in reruns. Sure.
Well, you also get the thing where your phone listens to you and then, starts putting stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
Darla and I are watching Game of Thrones right now because she never really watched it. And so we'll talk about certain things. And then next thing you know, in my Instagram feed, it'll have Game of Thrones stuff that I haven't seen in years will pop up in the feed. And I'm like, that's wild, man.
Well, do you have your TV hooked up to the internet and that's how it's getting it? Or is it like Alexa?
I think it's just your phone, they listen to everything that you say.
You can turn that off. I turned that off. I just found out how to turn that off this week and I turned it off. I find that to be incredibly disturbing because
it super is. You'll talk about how you need to get a new couch or something, and then next thing you know, you're gonna have ads on your Facebook for new couches. It's that's crazy.
I also think I don't want any entity that has a government contract for, and this is not a political thing, supporting a political party, just in general, hearing me. I think that's super weird. I don't need that. I also think having AI in every one of my apps is really weird, and I don't want it.
See, I would be worried about folks hearing like what I'm saying if I wasn't on YouTube 90% of the time. So,
Sure.
I mean, they're going to hear me anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I do find advertising to be super annoying in general. I got creeped out when I realized that so much is being recorded. And it's like, fine print is crazy these days. Nobody reads it. They keep on slipping things in.
J5 Toys popped in, says, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist. We can change the subject.
Oh, no, you're fine.
So I really can't see how this is coming out, honestly. I'm going to stop painting it for now.
I think the more that you see certain news come out, the more that it seems plausible that a lot of conspiracy theories may be accurate. So,
Oh, yeah. We live in the age of, yeah, totally. Because like a lot of conspiracy theories were crazy. And then I think a lot of them were just like misdirection by people who are doing the same things.
and then all of a
Actually.
sudden the government's like, hey, by the way, here's a bunch of stuff on aliens, that we know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, all right. And
Or it's
everybody's
like,
just like,
yeah.
everybody's cool with it. They're just like, oh, all right. The government just dropped a whole bunch of files on aliens. That's cool.
Yeah. Or like the government's like, oh, people don't want to think about, we don't want people to think about this other thing that's going on. So here's a bunch of stuff on aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really sound like a conspiracy theorist. But it seems like that's, I feel like it's slightly plausible that that is realistically something that happens.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
to
So this,
distract the masses.
yeah, no, absolutely. And things are crazy right now. I mean, I don't think anybody's terribly happy right now. I think it's like a universally accepted opinion that
Yeah.
since the war started. But that said, so this transitioning to painting,
Uh-huh.
this is the torso of that like dragon slash griffin. And I didn't paint the griffin head yet, but what I did was I also did the highlighting on this. I'm looking at the broadcast and it just looks like so dark, but I'd highlighted all this, as you can kind of, I think maybe you could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So there you go. That might be better. But and then I painted everything like kind of black, thinking that that would work, but it looked terrible. So I went back over it with one coat of the Turbo Dark paint I had used, and I guess it's a little bit better. And then, so I'll show what it looks like because this is really cool. This I got at Legion's Con, and it was in the box of things that mysteriously disappeared that I thought that I misplaced. But then when I spent more time kind of looking back, I think that I just had made the mistake of leaving it someplace where it was easy to grab and not realizing it was grabbed because I had so many boxes. But that said, this is what it looks like. I don't know if can you see this? Because
Yep.
yeah, okay, good.
That
Because
looks
the
awesome.
wings are kind of it's super cool. And they make all these things, they call them like companions.
Mhm.
And I went with the intention of getting they have like I think it's a panther, some sort of big cat.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, but look, we have a dragon. And I was like, oh man, I love doing dragons. So then I got that. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to get this anyway. And they're like, no, you should get this turtle. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this turtle, sure. Because they said it would look cool if I turbo doped like the scales. And I said, I mean, if you're thinking that, then I'll get it because that's cool that you're thinking that. And I have these two, it's not the one I came to get. They're kind of bullies, those guys.
So basically what you're saying is you're easy to sell to.
I am. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could. They wouldn't have stopped. They wouldn't have stopped me from getting the other thing.
Yeah.
I just was like, dude, I'm only getting two of these things. I'm not getting three. So, I mean, I really like those guys an awful lot. They're really great.
We had a few people with comments there. So Steph says she must be an old soul. Went through a spaghetti western rabbit hole yesterday, discovering Hopalong Cassie and his horse Topper.
That does make you an old soul.
Yeah. J5 says, yeah, you're not wrong. It's truly disturbing how those ads pop up. And then Grizzly Horn says the U.S. government is doing shit to distract. No, they're always upfront and honest with us. And if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in Iran. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It used to be the Brooklyn Bridge. Look how much things have changed.
exactly.
They call that war profiteering, I think.
I think so.
Oh man.
There's a comedian, Ron Funches, that he's got
What's
this
his
joke.
what is his name?
Ron Funches.
That's some last name, man.
I know, right? And he says he doesn't get people that don't believe in conspiracy theories. He's like I get not believing in all conspiracy theories, but you don't believe in any of them. Like you think the government's just batting 1,000 on telling us the truth.
Yeah. It's like
He's, he says like the government's responsible for all of its people. I'm only responsible for one person, my son, and I lie to that guy all the time.
that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some conspiracy theories are so outlandish or like really immediately disproven.
Mhm.
And you can see that it's disproven because almost every single, media outlet, no matter what their political affiliation is, will just, show it's disproven. Like the whole thing about there being like Pizzagate. Pizzagate was a wild conspiracy theory that was total nonsense. But then it turned out all the people that were, making a big stink about Pizzagate were completely involved in something similar. And that's wild. That's even more wild.
I don't know what Pizzagate is, but it sounds delicious.
Pizzagate was this theory that there's this one pizza place in DC that Democrats were running a ring of pedophiles, like a pedophile ring out of.
Oh, okay.
And then people like went into this, and it was just a pizza place. And people went into this pizza place, like somebody shot it up, I think, or they were going to.
Hmm.
And one of the people who talked about it all the time was in the Epstein files. I forget his name. Steve Bannon. I don't know, whatever.
And it turned out the only bad thing that they were doing in there was putting pineapple on the pizza. So
Right? Yeah. I'm going to say something, and I'm going to admit this, and I don't know if I want to, but I actually had that once, and I don't like pineapple at all, and I
Mhm.
kind of liked it, and
Listen, here's my take on the whole pineapple pizza thing. I think all pizza is delicious. Like I've I've definitely had pizza that's better and pizza that's worse,
sure.
but I've never had a pizza where I'm like, that's not true. I did have one that was disgusting, but for
I
the
heard this
most part,
story.
other than one,
Wasn't it ketchup pizza?
yeah, they put ketchup instead of sauce on it.
Yeah,
But
that's absurd.
but I mean, other than that, pretty much any pizza is going to be good. And so yes, I've eaten pineapple on pizza, and while it wouldn't be my primary choice, it's still pizza, still pretty good. So
Yeah, I like sweet and salty, and I'll eat a lot of things and really enjoy them in a certain state. So I'm
I've
going to
been on a
assume.
pineapple kick lately because Darla got one from the store a few weeks ago, and it was really good. And so then when she was in California, I went to this like local produce market and bought one, and it was even better. So yeah, I've been on a kind of a pineapple kick, but not
It's
so
too,
much that I'm like, hey, let's get it on our pizza. So
I this is too sweet for me. Pineapple, like I don't really like anything that's overwhelmingly sweet. I need it to be, like a little sour or like a grapefruit, which is the most old man thing about me is how much I love grapefruit. That's a kick I went on like
oh,
one summer ago.
here Alan's here. We're sitting here talking along, and Alan's in the back room. Hey, Alan.
Hi.
Hey, Alan.
I've been here since Dorfall Gold.
Oh my God.
Sorry about that. Didn't see you
No,
there.
you're working. It's all good.
You got to yell out in the comments section like I do.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Steph says pineapple is good for your pH, and I don't know what a pH is, so yeah, that
It,
doesn't mean anything to me.
Because
it's your
pH
acidity
balance is
level.
something.
I know what pH is in a pool. I don't know what it is in people.
I feel
We're
like that's something that's in like sunscreen. No?
we're kind of like pools
Mm.
because we're like bags of fluid with
That's
some meat.
true. More like cesspools, am I right? Just kidding.
Grizzlehorn says, anyone got a line on the thigh extensions for Sir Uksak? Yeah, it's Billy Beige. Will White on Facebook, but it's Billy Beige sells those. I think it's $5 a set. So I've got them on all of my Dragosirs and on Sir Uksak and Beardek, and they're awesome.
Can I just say, like, off topic for 1 second, also on topic, kind of. I was so mad when I found out that his name was Will White and not Billy Beige, and the whole thing was a joke. I was like, all this time.
So
Now I have to appreciate how clever this is after all this time.
So here's how that whole thing played out. So, his name's Will White, and he was regularly in the chat on My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me. And they were making fun of him one day and called him Billy Beige because, instead of Will, Billy,
Sure.
instead of White, Beige. And so
That's great.
he, like, people just started calling him that. And so then he started going by that. And so then the first year I went to Legion's Con, he lives down in Mississippi and I'm in Missouri. And he decided to drive from Mississippi to Missouri, which was about 10 hours. And then together we drove to New Jersey, which was another, like, it ended up being about 19 hours.
That's like really out of his way, is it not?
Correct. Yes.
Again, I'm bad with maps. Okay.
So he ended up spending, like, whatever it was, like 29 hours in the vehicle. Anyways, we get there, and at one point we need to get something to eat there, and we had went to, there was, like, that was the La Quinta one, and within walking distance there was a Domino's, and we went there, and he ordered a pizza, and they asked for your name, kind of like they do at Starbucks.
Mhm.
And he said Billy Beige, which is not his name, but he gave her Billy Beige. And she like reversed the I and the E on beige, and he was really upset about it. And I'm like, dude, she's making minimum wage and you're upset that she misspelled your fake name. So yeah, I don't know, maybe find something else to be upset about.
What the heck was I going to say? I think it's fun when they get your name wrong. I mumble my name a little bit sometimes when I go to Starbucks and see what I wind up with. Because Jay's not a normal name. I mean, I get when I used to work in a call center and I had to take like like escalated calls because I was a supervisor and then a manager. People thought my name was all because I had to go by Travis because my boss's name was Jay, right? So that's my last name, and people
Mhm.
nobody ever heard my name right. Somebody thought my name was Shorts. I was like, dude, like,
Shorts?
yeah. He was like, hey, Shorts. Oh man, so I had a list at one point of the craziest things I was called. Gym Toes. Somebody called me Gym Toes. They said, hey, Gym Toes. And I had to listen to the call. I like listened to the call back with someone. I was like, I think this guy called me Gym Toes. Can we just like check? And there was nothing going on. So I just pulled up my own call to listen to it with somebody in a room so that, obviously, as a manager, you can't just pull up your own call, for giggles. But so we went into a room together, me and my boss and like one of the supervisors, and we just listened to it. And it's like, yeah, that guy definitely called you Gym Toes without flinching. And then people called me Gym Toes for a while.
That sounds like a really weird fetish.
It sounds like a horrible fetish and smelly.
I worked up in Iowa at a Target for a little bit, and we worked they had either a 3-day or 4-day schedule. So you either worked 4 10s and then had 3 days off, or you worked 3 12s and had 4 days off. So I was on the 3-12 shift, and we were doing overnights on the weekend. So it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And once a week we would like order food as a group, like the managers would. And we would place an order, an order for all. There was, I don't know, like 12 managers overnight, something like that. And so we'd place a big order together, and then somebody would go get it. And one night we placed an order for Famous Dave's, which is a like barbecue place. And I went to go get it, and I get up to the building, and there is a guy at the door, probably standing about 6'6", black guy, just jacked to the max. Like, this guy is like muscles on top of muscles, and
Just like me.
Sure. He holds the door open and looks me up and down from head to toe and says, "Hey there, Big Daddy." And I looked up at the sign and said, "Oh, I'm at the wrong place." And I turned around and walked out and drove back to the plant. And they're like, "Where's the food?" And I'm like, "I did not get it."
Where did you go?
I just drove. I just went back. I was like, I didn't pick up the order, and I told them the story. And for the rest of the time that I worked there, they called me Big Daddy.
But wait, were you
So
at the wrong place?
no, I was not at the wrong place. It was the right place, but I was not gonna. I didn't know what was going on in there. Like that guy, he was looking at me like I was a pork chop, and I was not gonna see what was happening inside.
That is weird. You said it was a barbecue place?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
So yeah. So for about the next year and a half, I was known as Big Daddy.
I may have made a crucial error in acknowledging the fact that people constantly refer to me as J-Lo, because they don't want to say, I guess, like the fidelity part, and that's like I don't. My Facebook account is only exists for customs because my actual Facebook account is really, really old, and I just don't need it to exist anymore, so it's gone. So people, I like, just was funny to me, and then so I made my new profile picture the like a J-Lo album that exists, and just wrote fidelity under J-Lo, and now I'm afraid that that's going to catch on.
I think it did because earlier, G called you J-Lo.
Damn it, G.
So
It's my fault. Because Schmerber called me J-Lo on his show. But also, I've heard people say that at conventions, like, I keep on bumping my knee. It's just like, a few times I've heard people say that, and it's just sort of like, I think I heard it before, like they didn't get to the break to say the rest. So that story, wasn't well thought out. Oh God, I'm so bad with names. He's on this. He's on.
My name is Alan. It's Alan.
I know you. I'm good with names after like a certain amount of time.
Steph says, when I first met Billy, he mistaken me for a muscle mommy. He thought he could take me on. He was sadly mistaken. Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know what a lot of that means, but I'm good with it.
I don't know what a muscle mommy means either, but most of your story sounds great.
It sounds like you missed a few episodes of PGG then. So
I did. I'm sure.
Apparently, when Dirk went to Japan, they've got some bars over there that have like muscular women that you go in, and apparently you pay them to smack you around. So they are muscle mommies.
Is that what they're actually called, or the nickname that?
I believe that is what they are referred to as. Yes.
Interesting.
Does muscle mommy in Japanese have the same alliteration?
I don't know what it's called, like what the place is called, but that is what muscular women that I guess abuse guys for fun. It's what they're called. So yeah.
For whose fun?
I guess for the guys' fun.
It sounds like the women are doing it for profit more than for fun.
They're probably doing it for profit, but I mean, listen, smacking a dude around probably is pretty fun. I don't know.
Not if he becomes visibly excited.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's way less fun to punch someone who's really into it.
But if you do something that you love, then it's not really work. So
that's correct.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the point is for the physical excitement, and that's the assumption that that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't get smacked around enough as a kid, or maybe they got smacked around too much as a kid. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get smacked around a whole bunch as a kid, and I'm not interested in getting smacked around.
No,
by a muscle mommy. So
pull up, thanks. Got all the smacking around I need. Be honest, it's excessive.
My go-to whenever I like, because I'll try to put myself in the mind of somebody, like when somebody posts on the Cabal about their broken pieces rather than email and customer service, and I'm like, why would they do that? And like, but you can't understand people. And my go-to on how I like make sense of that to myself is there are people that look at feet and see boobs. And I don't do that. I don't like, to me, feet are gross, but there's people that look at feet and they're like, yeah. So I think there's just brains are wired different, and you don't have to understand it. It's okay. It's okay
Sure.
for people to be different. So
Absolutely. I'm not kink shaming. I just am.
I think we should bring back kink shaming. Like, there's definitely some kinks where it's like, put the lunch meat down. What are you doing?
yeah.
I mean, I said I'm not kink shaming. It doesn't mean I'm really not kink shaming. I'll shame a lot of things. You know what I don't understand is
Hold
people
on.
who wear Crocs.
Hold on,
I
back
never-
to the muscle mommy thing.
Oh.
G said Koki does it for free. Meaning his wife smacks him around.
That's very nice of her.
What service?
That's great.
Back to Crocs. Nobody should wear them.
This is not where I
Just saying.
expected this episode to go.
I think
I started
So,
out here by myself,
you
just
brought that
painting
up.
rivets.
Jay,
Yes.
I went for probably 2 years just wearing Crocs.
I mean, okay, that's a choice. And
Yeah.
I know that they're very popular now and they're very comfortable. When
You
they
know what I
debuted-
think it was? It was I'm so industrious as far as like work. Like, I work a lot. It was the only way that I could show any type of depression was to just wear Crocs.
See, but that's what I'm saying is like, but it's very, very popular and fashionable, especially amongst Gen Alphas, like because you buy these like decorations. I forget what they're called to put on them. And
Croc
it's like a whole
charms, they're
thing.
called.
What?
Croc charms. And my crew love to go through the haunt after we're open and pick up all the croc charms that people dropped.
There's actually a name that's not that. I know because I bought them for my nephew once. I mean, they are Croc charms.
You're an enabler.
I mean, it's what he wanted. I wanted to make the kid happy.
Oh man.
My daughter, like when she first, so like my daughter went to school in Manhattan, because she lives in Brooklyn, but her mother worked in a school in Manhattan, so she was able to get her into this kind of like a better school than her zone school, and it was like I don't think anybody really wore Crocs, but she moved out to the suburbs, and in 6th grade, at some point, she was like kind of lost it and just like conversationally venting because it's like all anybody wears. Like nobody wears sneakers. And you know, I really see here's something that a lot of people would shame. And I had a crazy conversation with somebody in the Cabal who was talking about collecting, and I guess somebody had posted something about how like a friend had come over and like made fun of him for collecting, right?
Mhm.
And then somebody
Collection
else was
shaming.
like, what?
Collection shaming.
Yeah, right. So this other guy was like, whatever, think about it this way. People collect sneakers. And I was like, all right. First of all, relax. Because like, what's the difference? And second of all, I don't really do it anymore because like there's only so many things I could rationalize buying. But like I love sneakers and still have sneakers that are really old, that are super cool. And
I will admit I don't get the sneaker thing. Like I had a friend at work that was into collecting the sneakers, and it was like they would wait in line for a new sneaker that was coming
yeah.
out and buy them and then not wear them. They just like keep them on a shelf and show them off. And then after, a year or two, then they sell them for like 5 times what they paid for it.
So how is that different than not taking a figure out of its box?
Well, I don't understand those people either.
Right.
Like, I don't understand inbox collectors either. But
all the sneakers I bought, I wore.
yeah, That I
And
understand. If you
I've
wear them, that's cool. But there's sneaker collectors that do not wear any of them. They
oh yeah,
just
I
have
know.
them and like show them off, and that boggles my mind. But
So it's like a museum, I think, for people, I guess. The
different
thing about
strokes.
sneakers is it's like there's a very specific generation that really is into that. I think it's like a probably a 20-year span in which you really have people, because it's just like when Nike was, like Jordans came out and just Nike was, and as a kid, like getting the new Jordans and like all these, like, I don't know, I remember being a kid and there were these Andre Agassi sneakers that I loved. And it's like a different type of nostalgia. But you really have to, that's like something that started in it's also more of a urban thing, but it's really something that I think is really starts in the late 80s when you have like Jordans being like a really iconic design. I went to a museum, the Brooklyn Museum, which is like a pretty, you know, I guess like forward as far as what they will have
Can I?
displays of, but they had an entire touring exhibit on the history of sneakers, and it was hard to get tickets, and it was awesome.
So I want to. Can I interject for a second?
Please.
Gary has swung by. Say hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
And
Hi, Gary.
Gary has made me an animatronic crab.
Wow. Hold on, let me embiggen you. Wow, that is crazy.
That's cool. It's better than having animatronic crabs.
So I can put that like behind a wall with a slot on the wall, and they just see
two rocks. Or
yeah,
something that would
they'll
go
just
back and
see
forth
the
between-
end of his arc.
Yeah,
And this whole setup is about 2 feet, maybe
yeah, and,
28 inches.
You extend the arm, you can go farther.
That is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his leg motion. That's really cool.
Now, technically, the crab has 8 legs. We reduced the 6 because it took up too much space.
Yeah, 8 is hard.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It is enough.
Yeah.
I got that. So Jay,
Yes.
as a kid, my parents did not have a lot of money, and my dad was from New York. So I did not get Jordans growing up because they didn't have enough money, and instead he bought me Patrick Ewing shoes.
I
And
remember those are Reebok.
and while there's nothing wrong with Patrick Ewing shoes, the shit that I got at school when everybody else is wearing their Jordans and I'm wearing Patrick Ewing shoes,
Sure.
I would have rather gone barefoot. So
I get it. So same. And also like my feet are like kind of wide. And at some point once some person, like when you go to like a children's shoe store, said that they were too wide for Nikes, which is bullshit because I wear Nikes only, right? Not because I am a Nike snob. There's just one Nike sneaker that I really love the design of, the Dunks, Crystal Dunks. So my mother just like hinged on that one time one person said that. I did not. I got LA Gear, and like I moved from like a very, I guess like a less affluent area to like an area that was a little bit more affluent, and my family wasn't. There's just a large demographic of kind of like money in the school district. Like it really is like multi-millionaires to like there was a trailer park, so it's like really a big demographic. But I had LA Gears, and on the first day of school somebody saw them and they said, "You're never going to be popular if you wear those. Nobody's ever going to like you." And like I didn't really flinch because I was not popular in my other school either. I was heavily bullied, so it meant nothing to me. But I got pumps the next year, and that pumps were acceptable, and Reebok.
okay, all right. Here's my
And
Reebok.
pumps were less expensive.
Here's my Reebok pump story. So when I was a kid, my parents gave us a certain budget to spend on our school clothes for each year, and that budget, I think it was like, I want to say it was like $150 or $200, and it was for everything. That's socks, underwear, shirts, pants. They would give us the money, and then we would have to go out and buy our clothes. And one year, I spent my entire budget on Reebok pumps, and it was basically one outfit. It was Reebok pumps, an IOU sweatshirt, and some Z Cavaricci jeans.
Oh boy.
So I had
Those.
one outfit that was cool that I wore on the first day, and I'm like, if I can make it, because it was the first day of junior high, and I'm like, if I can make a good impression on the first day, it doesn't matter what I wear the rest of the year. And so it didn't really work out for me. But anyways, a few years ago, I found out that Reebok was putting the Reebok pumps back out, like they were making them again.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And there's a
But
Reebok,
see,
like,
but so therefore you understand the sneaker nostalgia.
kind of, yes. But here's where the story kind of goes sideways. So there's a Reebok outlet near me, and I walk in and I'm looking around because they're supposed to be out now. And so I'm looking around and stuff, and I don't see them. And I go to the lady at the counter, and she's probably like 22, 23 years old. And I said, where do you guys have your Reebok pumps? And she looked at me confused for a second, and she goes, you mean like high heels? and and I never felt so old, and B, I never felt so confused. Like you think that me, like, you looked at me and you thought he's definitely here to buy high heels.
Well,
Like
like
that's but
she
but also
she
you work
probably had the wrong job if she
but
didn't
you work at
understand.
Reebok. How do you work at
Yeah.
Reebok and not know that that's your most popular shoe you've ever had?
I
Right?
think maybe they may not have had it at the outlet, and she never wore a pair of Reeboks. I don't know. They have that at the outlet store. I've never. Um, the Nike outlet store sucks, and that's my only frame of reference, to be honest with you.
I'm just thinking, if I'm, let's say I'm working at Reebok and I'm running the orientation, I think that comes up during orientation. By the way, this is our most popular shoe we ever had. Like, I just think that that's something that they should know before they start working there.
Yeah, but how much training in the history of Reebok do you give somebody who's not working in corporate and is just probably a kid making, close to minimum wage in retail?
Well, I mean, if you think that a middle-aged, overweight guy is there to buy high heels, then that's the kind of people you're starting with anyway. So,
Sure. I mean, and that's a different part of that conversation because that is fascinating. But yeah, see, I wasn't able to get the Reebok had cross trainer pumps, and that was the affordable pair of pumps.
mhm. Oh, I had the
And
high tops.
they also had, oh, you know what? The only Nikes I ever was able to get was the Bo Jacksons because those are also cross trainers and less expensive. And cross trainers at the time, I was like, that's cool. It's kind of like, what's an equivalent of a cross trainer? Like a mountain bike that has gears on it, and you can also use as kind of like is it called a speed bike? I don't know. People don't ride bikes. I
They
don't
had
ride
the
bikes anymore.
Nike Air Max, I believe, were the ones that were kind of more. They weren't as basketball. They were more
Yeah.
kind of footballish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are for running. That's the only I will wear two types of sneakers, and it is the Air Max, the first two only, and Dunks. And I have a thing about sneakers where I think after, like 1993, they started looking like astronaut shoes and not sneakers, and I hate it. Like Air Max 95s are super popular. I hate them. And that's maybe where I show my age or just being like a weirdly traditional about design, but like I'm not into futuristic sneakers. And
Get the Back to the Future Marty McFly ones.
well, I mean, that's different. Those also look more like regular sneakers than a lot of sneakers from the 90s.
Those things are expensive.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you should see what they are in the secondary market.
Oh, I'm sure they're ridiculous in the secondary market.
I feel like they're like $5,000. I saw it recently. There's a website I look at that sells used sneakers that have not been worn so there is Nike has like a subdivision called SB. It's a skateboarding brand,
Mhm.
and they do the sneaker Dunks, which are the first basketball sneaker, and they're from the early. I don't know when they debuted. They're before the Nike, before the Air Force Ones and everything.
Mhm.
They have like a really really nice look to them. As a matter of fact, there's a Wolf King custom version of that shoe. I assume it is a version of that shoe because it looks exactly like it, but has a sword on the side, and I'll find it because I painted them like a pair of Dunks I have. But the Dunks were cool because they did limited releases, and they were all based on something, and sometimes some of them were definitely not made to be worn. Like there was a lobster, and it came with like the thing that goes around the claws around the front of the shoe. You could take that off, but then what's the point of wearing it? But I had a November Rain pair that had like Guns N' Roses on the tongue. That was super cool. And I had a pair that were designed. They did Joe Strummer from The Clash. They did 2 pairs designed on his guitar, and one looked like his guitar when it was new, and one like in the late 80s. And I had the one from the late 80s that were incredible. And I don't know how it got to this story, but I will say that like that was an amazing brand, and I still only wear Dunks for that. That's why I only wear Dunks. I think they're super. That type of stuff is really interesting to me. The like crossover.
I will say now that you're taking a deep breath after talking, that sculpt from Wolf King is one of my favorites. The shoes that they did, they're cool.
Yeah, those are Dunks. They
Yeah.
have to be Dunks. I've never confirmed that with anyone, but that's it. That's exactly what Dunks look like. And I have a pair that's painted. I don't know if I can find it. It should be right here. I put it on a custom, and that custom was like a skeleton that I had put some soft goods on. Here they are. And I had to take it apart with the intention of remaking it because I needed the parts for something else. I never remade it, but this is what Dunks look like. Exactly what Dunks look like. And this is a pair of Dunks that I made myself that fell on Nike ID. This is what it's based on. Just that would be a swoosh. Who designed these? Len? Did Len commission these?
I believe he did. He did them himself.
Get him on the horn, and we'll find out for sure if they're.
G says that he was a big dunk head in the 2000s.
Oh, yes. This is how I knew that G and I were going to be friends. Aside from talking to him, that is the primary reason. We did have a conversation first, and we were both drunk and manic and talking really fast, and that was fun. But then I looked down, I saw his shoes, and also I think the day before I saw Cookie's shoes, but I wasn't sure who she was for sure, and I didn't want to like introduce myself in case I wasn't correct. And she had really, really cool New Balance on. And I was like, this family dresses so well, like the sneakers. And then him and I had a conversation about Dunks, and then that's that story.
It's a great story.
Yeah. But also because we both packed 3 pairs of sneakers for Legion's Con for being there for 3 days. But that's like he grew up in Manhattan, and
we were missing Alan. Normally that's where Alan says his line where he talks about cats. Something about he laughed, he cried.
Oh. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And then I say how much cats frighten me because the De La Dunks were awesome. And they did those a bunch of times, and I never bought them. And
now it's killing me that I don't remember what that thing is that he says. I know it starts with I laughed, I cried.
I think he ends it with something he made up. Well, we'll find out when he gets back. I think he was like they're talking about sneakers a whole bunch.
I think he got it from an advertisement for something. Like it's something that he saw in his youth. He told us the story, and now I can't remember it. But we'll see when he gets back.
Man, Cats freaks me out. They made that movie of Cats, and I like refused to even watch the commercial for it, like the trailer, I should say, because I wasn't really watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like that popped up on TV. I think once that popped up, like as before I was watching a video, and I was like, this is off you go, and I turned it off because like Cats itself was horrifying, and then somebody described the plot of the movie to me, and it sounded like the worst fucking thing. I also, I'm very allergic to cats, so there's that fact about me.
Here we go. Shannon popped in. I laughed, I cried. It was better than Cats. That's what he says.
Oh,
that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Shannon. I knew I could count on her.
So I had this really cool bug head.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is like a bug crustacean mix. Crustacean? Am I saying that right?
Sure.
It's close, right?
Yeah.
That Old School Customs did. I'll say this, and I don't mean to say this in a remotely braggy way at all. But I spoke to him and I said, this looks amazing. I guess I posted in my stories or whatever. And he's like, dude, I was thinking about you when I sculpted this, which is like the highest compliment. One of the highest compliments I can imagine getting, or I remember getting. So I ordered more, but this is hard to see, but it's really cool. And I just make bug sculpts all the time, and I'm terrified of bugs. It's so weird that that's become a thing.
There we go.
And that also, that is Len's fault. So I probably wasn't holding it because of that thing with all the eyeballs.
Yeah.
And
The
he was
one
like,
that one that Emil sculpted.
Yeah, and there was like the first time probably anybody, this is such a stupid thing to say, but I think the first time probably anybody had mentioned me on YouTube, and I hadn't like really been watching YouTube and maybe was newer to the community, and he said that, and I was like, huh, fuck, that's like a challenge. I have to do it, and then I wound up loving painting bugs, so I guess he knew something about me that I didn't know about myself. It's a little bit weird to think about.
I think if I remember right, he had mentioned that because bug eyes typically will have that kind of like color shift metallic look to them. And he knows
makes
that
sense.
you do a great job at that kind of stuff. So
I wasn't watching it. I don't know if I'd ever watched I don't know if I'd ever watched that. I think I woke up in the morning, which as one does, and I looked at my phone at Instagram, as I do immediately if I post something the night before, and I got a message from Terrence that was like, "Oh, you were mentioned here." I was like, "Oh, wow, that's odd." And then, the rest was history. Not
there
really.
you go.
I find sometimes when I buy 3D things and I get it from like people I know, they will throw something in that I would never ever buy because it just would never occur to me to want. They would be like, I thought that this would be cool, if you did it. And I'm like, I guess I'll do it because you gave it to me. And it winds up being something I love painting and like came out really well. Which is kind of cool in the sense that people know me better than I know myself, I guess.
Hey, Alan's back.
Yeah,
Alan.
he showed up, and I needed to show him a set or two and talk about some upcoming projects. Sorry about that. But you were also talking about shoes, so I didn't mind stepping away.
See,
yeah,
I
we
said that.
needed you, but Shannon helped us, so we were good.
You muted me?
No, we needed you, but you weren't here. But Shannon helped us out.
Okay.
We needed. It was the line that you do with the cats. And I couldn't remember.
Oh, I laughed, I cried. It's better than cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was, and yeah, she popped it in there for us. So
yeah, she hears that more than she wants.
I guess that's better than the one that I said the other day that Darla hears all the time, which is Creed would have caved in the side of your face.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the band?
No,
I know.
It's from Rocky 2.
I know.
There it is. I see it. You saw nothing. Creed would have caved in the side of your face. I must say it 5-6 times a day.
Man, I don't know if I have a catchphrase that I say all the time. My daughter would know. She'd probably say I have a bunch and like complain, but I don't know if I do. My dad was like that, and he would say stuff that was such utter nonsense that like I tried to avoid it. I think probably.
I talk in movies a lot.
Yes, I've picked it up about you.
Or like I'll hear somebody say like 2 words together that are together in a song or in a movie, and it's like, I don't know, like as soon as I hear those words together, I'm like, it immediately goes into that. So, like, okay. Anytime that we're watching TV and somebody says it's been a while, I go, it's been a while. Just start
Yes.
singing. Yeah, I
I
can't help it.
if there's like a song, I will sing it. I also, if anybody, oftentimes when I say things or somebody else says things that are have like a certain rhythm, I will say it in the Hot Pockets rhythm. I go through phases in which that's the thing. So like I can't think of a good
Alan's going,
example, of
why did I
course.
come back?
Like if I said this is a great head sculpt, I would then maybe be like, great head sculpt. This is a thing that started with a friend of mine so long ago, and I've brought it to a lot of weird other
Well,
places where it's put on.
Hot Pockets stole that from Menon because it was the by Menon.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's true. Did they ever get sued for that?
no, but it's that
I-
same cadence.
I don't do that one. I do. What are you going to pick? Hot Pockets. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
again, it's syllable count. If whatever I'm saying has the right syllable count, it goes into that.
But not
It-
Ghostbusters. That sounds like who you're gonna call Ghostbusters.
Definitely not Ghostbusters.
No,
I'm not against Ghostbusters. They're just kind of meh. I'm not a sci-fi guy. I like
Oh,
monsters.
interesting. I am a sci-fi guy, but I don't really think of Ghostbusters as sci-fi. Really, it's just sort of like a 80s comedy to me.
Yes,
Alan
It is
prefers
sci-fi.
the
You're totally
ghost.
right. I just it's never occurred to
I
me.
take my monsters very seriously. So the fact
That's
that it was
fair.
a comedy about monsters when I was a kid, I did not enjoy.
That's fair. I was
See, and I think
fairly
that's
young.
why I like Ghostbusters 2 more than I like the first one. Because the first one did like the lady in the library, that did scare me. Like that
Oh yeah.
as a kid, like she was scary as shit. And I didn't want to be
I've got to sand my nub. I'll be right back.
What?
scared. Well,
That's
that's a
horrifying.
thing that was just said. So
I must have been in third grade when Ghostbusters 2 was in theaters. So I don't know that I saw Ghostbusters 1 until like even after that. I remember begging my dad to see Ghostbusters 2 and him being like, I don't want to see that movie. I'm not taking you to it. It's supposed to be terrible and you've never even seen Ghostbusters. And I was like, but
all right. Tanya comes in and says, when she completes something, she'll say, "The dishes are done, man," from Babysitter's Dead
yes.
movie.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I know one that me and G have the same, and it's that nobody can ever use the word plethora without us going into Three Amigos. Like that's you have to. You can't use that word and not go into a whole thing about Three Amigos.
I have not seen that movie since third grade. So I don't remember anything except for that like hockey something and then they like kicked their crotch out.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I remember that anymore exactly what they say.
He asked him if because they're throwing his party and they tell him he's going to have a bunch of balloons and he said, "Would you say I have a plethora of balloons?" Oh yeah, you have a plethora. He's like, "Hey, Fa, do you even know what a plethora is?"
See, I remember you kept on talking about doing that thing. Jesse had never seen it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's crazy. He never saw it. But now I'm saying to myself, I don't remember anything about that movie. Except for the
Nor-
costumes.
Nor should you. I remember the plethora scene. I remember my little buttercup has the sweetest smile. I remember that.
Here's how I know that movie stands up. Darla had not seen it, and she watched it with us when we were over at G's. And afterwards, she was like, "That was pretty good." And she had, so for somebody that's never seen it to think that it's pretty good now, I think that means it's a good movie still. So
Sure. That sounds right. I'm kind of freaked out by Martin Short historically. I'm not
okay,
sure. His characters are just like there's something. He's so over the top that it's annoying. More often than not, like I hated Jiminy Glick or Jimmy Glick or whatever. Not
Oh,
Jimmy
hold
Me
on.
too.
Glick.
I didn't like him either. I wanted to punch him.
Hold on. I gotta go back in the comments. Because Tanya had said, when I complete something, I said the dishes are done, man, from Babysitter's Dead movie, which we brought up that comment. But then Kevin said she says the same thing after sex.
Oh, that's one way to end that.
Oh, I'm fucking dying.
That's I don't even know how to react to that.
I'm not saying anything. Nope.
That is a quote that I do say often. I've never said it in that context.
Oh shit. That I tell you what, Kevin is a funny freaking dude, man. If you've
So
never
like
spent time with Kevin, like he will
I
have you
haven't.
cracking up.
I haven't. But that is something I would say in like conversationally, but
Hmm.
not having met him or knowing Tanya that well, I'm just not going to say anything back. But that is hilarious. I tend to say the most shockingly inappropriate and unhinged thing I can think of in situations. So I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, it like he seems like the kind of guy that, would just kind of be quiet and reserved. And then like we share a table with them at Legion's Con, and he will just like totally deadpan, like say a joke, and I will be fucking rolling. So it's pretty great.
That is what my personality is actually like normally. I know that you probably have never seen that aspect of me, but that is usually
Oh no,
how it
when
is.
you were doing more of your YouTube stuff, dude, I was cracking up all the time.
So like that was something I did to get out of kind of my shell, because at that point I kind of felt like I was getting more into my shell than I wanted to be, and
Mhm.
it was a good time it was like a challenge, like, because that's something that is so having a YouTube channel is like literally the polar opposite of what anybody who knows me well would have expected me to do.
Mhm.
I don't really fully I was it was like kind of there was a lead up to it happening, and it wound up being I was going to review something that was sent to me
Mhm.
and on Instagram, and I couldn't film a video at that length. And somebody else had asked about doing like a podcast with me, and I was like, I can't do that. I'm too scared. And I was
Mhm.
like, fuck this. Now I'm gonna do it, because he wasn't able to do it. That's the whole story. But um, I haven't added anything to that. I will say this: the last thing I filmed it was a while ago. Did you ever see the thing with the Egyptian kit?
I
'Cause if
can't
you
remember. I know I saw some stuff with God, like Dune, that stuff. I don't think I saw the Egyptian one.
you should watch that, just because like I know that you appreciated the anus thing. This is like
Okay, that is
that.
totally out of context for
Yeah.
anybody that's
So that
listening to
is
this.
so that I should say is it's a character that I can't even think of what it's called anymore. It's a character from I think Japanese mythology
Yeah.
that in the mythology has multiple anuses. I read about it and I found this out accidentally. So then I did something that was Bastet and the Alligator God, like kits for that, and I found out some really interesting things about both of them.
Sobek.
Sobek, yes, there's crazy
And
things about
it's
Sobek.
crocodile.
I'm so sorry. You look so serious too.
Croc-
I feel like shamed.
They don't have Nile alligators.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. I don't. That makes sense. I forget
Yeah.
which is which. But Sobek has a lot of alternate names or interpretations of his name, and I kind of want to say watch it for the suspense, but I'll tell you what one of them is, and it is he. Oh shit! No, I don't know if I have it right, and I don't want to get it wrong. Well, one of them is he who like robs, which is wild because it's just like a giant crocodile. But there's another one that is, I believe it's he who feeds while he also has sex.
Hmm.
I'm not making that up.
Okay.
And you know, maybe it didn't go over so well now, but when I tried to say it, trying to say that on a YouTube video that you are filming yourself when you are kind of an introvert is really difficult.
I was really trying to listen to your story there, but at the same time, all I was thinking was that there's somebody out there clipping where you said, "I think you would like it because you liked the anal thing" to me. Um,
Sorry about that. All right, so watch the video about
that's
Throwback. You
definitely
would
making
appreciate
it to PGG. I guarantee it.
So, like, actually, when nobody, very few people watch that, obviously, and I haven't even promoted it because I haven't filmed anything recently at all. But I was like, you know, Curtis does watch this stuff and appreciate it, and you never mentioned it, so I kind of figured you didn't watch it, but I never
No,
got around
it
to
must
saying
not have
watch it.
come across my feed, but I will definitely check it out.
Yes, you will like it, and you are one of the only people who even watch it. So,
Because anuses.
no, this one's not about anuses. It is, well, I don't think so.
Indirectly, maybe.
Maybe.
G just said and sent. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
That's great. You know, I've never gotten anything clipped. I think both times I was on, I made the error of being well behaved, and then watching an episode the following week and having somebody say clip that, and me being like, damn.
You're definitely in the clip that they play all the time with Chris Chaotic when he misread the word tapioca.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that you were on the show for that one, and he goes,
Oh, I didn't create
what?
the moment though.
No, but you're on the screen. He goes, "What's Topicana?" and then
Remember that.
Van goes, "It's tapioca for those of us that can read." You dumb fuck.
So
And just the way that he says it, like there's so much emphasis behind it. And like Chris is such a big dude that he could like squash Van in like a second. I don't know. It makes it hilarious.
yeah, I was on that episode because I was drunk. I was on that episode because I was drunk and just saying shit in the comments, and it was that I had longer. I'm bringing this up again. I was kind of hoping it would die. Is that I had longer shoulder hair than Billy, which is true, but it tickles my nose when I sleep, so I shave it. So I couldn't even like show that this was an accurate statement. But you sent me a link, and I was like, "Fuck, do I want to go on right now?" I was so drunk that I was like, "Fuck, what else am I doing? Just watching the show, drunk and painting." So I don't typically like get drunk on my own on a Saturday and paint. I think I just had beer left over from like an actual event.
So what you
So,
just said was, I don't normally drink on my own unless there's alcohol around. That's what you said,
Yeah,
for the record.
kind of. I mean, that is not true in the sense that, you know, there's alcohol around like not fairly often, but I had really, really good beer left over, I guess. I don't know. You might not entirely be wrong.
if anybody had my shoulder hair tickles my nose when I'm sleeping on your bingo card, please make sure you mark that now.
I said this on the show, though. I said this multiple times in the show because I felt so stupid coming in and like clearly not having, you know, I just think that it was just so much chaos, and Chris Chaotic being, that guy wasn't drunk, which
No,
like,
no,
why?
no.
That's
He just
wild.
can't read.
No, I mean, he just had like a lot of drunk energy. It
Yeah,
seemed like to me.
he just doesn't know how to read. That's all.
His last name is Chaotic.
Yeah,
That is true.
which is, God bless him for that. That should be my last name. I wish that was my last name.
Of course, it's not a real last name. It's like Billy Beige.
Yeah.
His last name is Billy Beige. That's crazy.
You better not mix up the I and the E because he will lose his shit.
That's really funny. I can't really imagine Billy getting upset.
Is
I
it
don't know
I
why that
before
is.
E?
I think it is, but I don't know. It's like that's an easy one to mix up.
I before E, except after C, except for all these exceptions to that rule.
Yeah, right.
Like when it's Billy Beige.
I had a job, this specific job. I didn't start that right, obviously. And there was a new girl, and she came in, and she was, you know, I guess younger than people realize, so she was really quiet. But like, she really, she wound up being somebody I really liked a lot. But she won't see this, so it's fine. So somebody had said, she has the personality of beige curtains, and that was one of the better insults I've ever heard. And I still can't really hear the word beige without thinking about that. I mean, beige is not, I wouldn't want to be described as beige. Shit.
I mean, it's not a word that you probably hear often unless, you're hearing it about Billy Beige.
Right. I mean, the more you say the word beige, the funnier it sounds.
It's true.
I don't know. There's nothing for me to do with this. I'm painting it.
Hallelujah, it taped. One more piece.
Let's talk about paint. What colors do you guys like to use for flesh?
Beastman is orange.
For human flesh.
I don't do a lot of that.
That's fair.
I was using my heat gun, so I did not hear what you asked.
What colors do you like to use for human flesh? Not to devour it, but to paint it.
I started using Pro Acryl recently. And they've got, so I usually will use this Shadow Flesh first, kind of as a base to get kind of a reddish color. And then I will either use this Tan Flesh or this Advanced Flesh Tone.
Advanced, wow.
And then they also have this Flesh Wash that's really nice. So those
hard
are
to say. That sounds like it's hard to say.
Flesh Wash.
Flesh Wash.
Flesh Wash, Flesh Wash, Flesh Wash, Flesh Wash. After about 4, it starts getting there. Yeah. Tunamator says, or when sounding out A as a neighbor, way, or beige. So there you go. If it's an A sound, then the I goes, or the E goes before the I.
You have a very literate audience, Curtis.
Also, I'm going back over the comments now. Tropicana. I'm always drunk when I'm on, but I prefer inebriated. I also prefer inebriated, but like, it I don't know. I'm sorry. I did a bad job of being on YouTube live stream right there.
I think you're fine.
I had such FOMO at ZoloCon. I had Zolo FOMO because everybody was there hanging out and they were staying, and like I wound up having to leave early, which I didn't realize. I made the mistake of really not finding out about what the plan was, so that was on me. But oh god, this looks terrible. But everybody had stayed, the night before, and they were hanging out, and it was kind of like almost like a mini Legion's Con in a way. And everybody was drinking, and it seemed like so much fun. Not because of the drinking part, but that does sound like G's seems like a great drinking buddy. I really enjoyed hanging out with him. He's a very fun drunk.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that he doesn't have much body weight, so it doesn't take much to get him there.
Is that true? Oh, that's it takes me a lot to get drunk.
Really?
Yeah, I have like a very strangely strong tolerance to anything. I take this medicine that I had to get like blood tests for, and like my doctor was like, "How is it that your blood test hasn't changed as we've increased this to like an extremely large dose?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's like, and then asked me about my alcohol tolerance, and they're like, "Huh, that relates," and that's my story about that.
He also kind of acts silly typically when he's not drunk, so I don't know that there'd be much of a difference. So,
fair. I met him when he was drunk, so like I said, so that is part of my impression. I think that's when I first started I went into like this year. I met almost everybody in person for the first time, other than like literally Josh Brown, I think. And so there was like one night that we were all I don't know, maybe the first night I wound up, yeah, it was the first night I got wasted. God, I sound like a kid at the Purple Gang Gang show because Billy had the purple drink and I'm sitting in the back with Carlo and him and I like housed this whole, like thing of poison between the two of us. Because at one point we turned around, it was gone, and we're like, I only saw one other person get any of this. And I don't know what the hell was in here. I think he told me it was in it, but I don't remember. And that took me through the night. And I went up outside talking to Jordan and G, and I don't remember about what. But they wound up being fun people to talk to, so that's good.
For sure.
I can't remember. Oh, I need rat flesh.
Dang it. I hate when you don't realize that you touched some wet paint and then you're looking over the thing that you finished and you're like, oh crap, I just smeared paint all over and didn't even realize it.
That was a problem I had like at an extreme level last night. I did that a lot.
I'm in the back rooms now.
Oh. Going down the corridor.
I don't know where I put my rat flesh, guys.
What a sentence.
I know. I'm saying it. This is where this paint is. I was looking for this all yesterday. Jesus. Fucking. Oh, that's really frustrating. Oh, whatever. I mean, I may do without it, but the fact that it was right there is what's frustrating.
I really hate when I can't find something, so I buy another one and then I find it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't buy another one. I just mixed a bunch of colors.
And then I find it.
I just wanted to do like a wash of speed paint black over this other thing that I painted, and I couldn't find it. So I just wound up doing a really strange color combination. That's fine, but it took a lot of time to like fine tune. And now I can't find this rat skin, which is a flesh tone I've come to kind of like. I just used it. So screw that. I'm not painting these arms. I hate painting flesh anyway. It's right here.
Did you just find it after all that?
Yep.
Man.
Now I have to paint flesh, and I just got really excited about like having an excuse now.
I'm going to make a tick mark on a piece of paper every time you just start a sentence and finish it in one go. I absolutely love how you'll start a sentence, then you'll start another sentence, and then it's like sentence braiding, like you're braiding hair, but it's pieces of sentences, and it keeps my brain from getting Alzheimer's. I'm certain of it.
That is, first of all, hilarious, and probably the funniest thing I imagine that I will hear as the weekend end, like going out of the whole weekend. This is not, no, it's, I feel like I forget, first of all, that multiple people are watching this, and I just feel like the audience is the two of you, and I just feel like, I don't want to say the need to perform, because that is not accurate, but it's like an exaggerated version of like how I would normally speak. But, I mean, Curtis, you met me in person. I'm not really like this normally that much. Unless I'm drunk.
Yeah, you're not as energetic. I wouldn't say energetic. You're
I'm
not
as energetic, that's for sure.
I don't know. Like your brain doesn't seem like it's going as fast in person as it does when you're on a computer.
Yeah, I'm pretty introverted.
Like on a computer, it feels like your mouth is trying to catch up to your brain.
Oh God, yeah. Texting is really bad. Like sending people messages. I think you've probably been the victim of me sending messages with way too many thoughts. It's a problem I like have really worked hard to kind of like mitigate, because nobody, including myself, likes to get a long message.
When I was younger, I had And it might sound like I'm like making fun of you, but I'm really not, because I'm kind of a kindred spirit when it comes to weird brains. When I was younger, I had an issue where after I said something out loud, I would like mouth it quietly to myself to make sure it was right.
Interesting. I don't feel like you're making fun of me. I'm talking
Which,
to the
if
person
you
I
want to
love.
freak people out, just start doing that, because it does.
I had a guy that I worked with that he would mouth the words that you were saying. That freaked me out. Like every time I had a conversation with him, I'm like seeing his lips mouth the words that are coming out of my mouth. And that weirded me out.
That's like an interesting way to have to digest information. It's like might be like when you have to repeat something you hear to make sure that you remember it. Which
I don't
is
know.
something I try to do when I meet people, like say their name again.
Oh, hey, Benny just popped in.
Hey,
Hey, Benny.
Benny.
Hey
I have
guys,
like
how you guys doing?
Benny,
We're not
were you at
gonna be on
ZoloCon?
much longer though, because I gotta go get on live Legion's Quest in a bit. But
That's fine. Just wanted to come in and do a little painting. I was just trying to set up earlier and just been a busy morning with everything. And I have to leave early anyway. I have to do something with Greg later on. So
nice.
just want to say hi to you guys and stuff like that. And I guess jump on until you leave.
Well,
I'm
hey,
glad that you jumped on though, because I have a question for you that I'm going to say is an important question. It's not important, but were you at ZoloCon?
I sure was.
That's crazy. I didn't meet you, and I was there, and that's because I don't know what
Really?
anybody looks like in real life.
well, he looks the same as what he does on the screen right now.
Yeah, I mean, I look the same.
I just
like,
see an
you know,
elbow.
there's a picture. There's a picture of me on my Facebook account and everything, and you know, I'm always the same sexy person, no matter where you see me at.
I feel like you and I might have been sitting at the same table for lunch.
I don't know. Over the past year,
Yes,
you've become a
fucking
whole new
How did we
sexy
not talk
person,
to each
Benny.
other?
What happened, Curtis?
I said over the past year, you've become a whole new sexy person. So
Thanks. Who were you sitting at a table where I was sitting at? I don't remember.
I think for lunch, there was like a whole bunch of us sitting. I was with Trevor and Steph, and I was sitting right next to somebody I don't know that I met, and then Schmerber was there.
Well, I mean, I was at a lot of tables. I mean, if Schmerber was there, I was probably there at the table because we were hanging out a lot together. We were
G
staying
was at the end of that table with his son. I feel like there was a ton of people there.
Were we at the hotel? Were we at the hotel, or were we at a place?
We were at the place. It was just like whatever the food court was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there. I mean,
I definitely saw you, and I just didn't. I guess I don't know, man.
You know what? It happens. It happens a lot. Like sometimes there's people that come up to me and say hi to me, and I'd be like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know, and I even know what they look like in their name. And sometimes it's like it's just a day goes by so quickly, or we're just doing so much shit at the same time that our minds get occupied with everything else that we're doing, you know, or the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I've seen like your face, honestly, which is because I'm not on YouTube a lot. I'm like still figuring out what people look like. So I constantly meet people who kind of know who I am, which I guess is maybe from me being on YouTube, and I'm like learning who everyone is.
I mean, he's got one of the better faces.
What
It's better than mine.
Didn't you bring Schmerber a figure or something like that? Didn't you bring him?
Yeah. Were you right there? I feel like you were right there.
I'm pretty sure I was there. I mean, he didn't show. I mean, I think I was talking to somebody. I was probably occupied talking to somebody. Then he showed me the figure, but it was so much going on that I kept on stepping out too. That I had a bunch of stuff that I had brought for different Cabal members and friends of mine that were picking up stuff that they had pre-purchased from me.
Yeah.
And like, I've had it in my possession for over a month, and I'm like, you know what? I'll bring it to ZoloCon. You guys want it? And then, so I kept leaving and going outside to the car, and they would run into me and be like, "Hey, you got my stuff?" Like, yeah. I'll go back to the car, come back to the car. I was like,
that doesn't sound like any fun.
No, it kind of wasn't, but I mean, it was over it was mostly on I think the last person I had to give was a Lithia to Ed from
Oh man,
not Ed, I'm
that is
sorry,
the
Tony from Latin Legions, and I think he got his on Sunday or something like that. But it was like I was like, yo, you don't leave without the figure. I told him I was like, it's been in the car for like a whole weekend, you know. So he was happy when he picked it up and stuff like that. So
I'm constantly meeting people and being like, oh, that's but it's crazy because like if I knew, I mean, we actually have been painting together how many weeks and
yeah,
we've never actually met. And that's what I was, because like somebody had said this, my thought process going backwards to what I was saying. I guess on Latin on Legion Kings, I think that somebody
yeah,
mentioned that you were there, and I was like, wait, is that the same Benny that I've been
yeah.
painting with?
I think I was at the same Legions. I was on their first show the first time they came on because it was like out of nowhere, and I was like, yeah. They were like, we were joking around. I was like, oh, the show ain't nothing unless I'm there. I said, playing around. They're like, oh, jump on, and I jumped on, and so I was on the show, the first show, probably the second show too. I think I'm not sure. Yep, same guy, same person. I apologize. I didn't recognize you or I didn't recognize
Don't
you.
apologize. I didn't recognize you either. But now I just thought it was funny when I realized that you were there, and I was like, was he near me? Because I feel like Greg was talking about some moment that I was definitely there and mentioned you being there, and I was like, that's insane if I was sitting there and we didn't actually speak.
Yeah, it's been well, you know, it happens, but you know what? Don't let it happen ever again. So
I'm sure it won't. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I really
now,
don't know what so many people look like.
now,
So
now you have no excuse. Now you know what I look like. No.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
if anything,
he'll
I
give
might
you one
ignore you on
pass, but that's all
purpose.
you
So
get. You get one pass.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he didn't know what I looked like, so I think it's fair. It's fair.
it's fair. Fair is fair. I'm super excited. I mean, I got a bunch of. You know what's funny? You guys ever purchase figures and got them and say, "Why did I buy this shit?"
Not really.
I was like, I got my some 5K Toys figures that came in that I pre-ordered. They were good to have, and I got all the Acid Rain stuff from BBTS that I purchased, and I'm opening it up. And the only thing I got excited over were the two Starverse dragons, the Starverse, right? The Starverse.
I don't know.
When they went on sale, not that I needed them, but I bought two more because they were on sale. I said, why not? You know, I love dragons. And I got the Acid Rain stuff and I got a Baki, which I should have fucking canceled. And I'm like, why did I buy these for? Like, I'm trying to cut back on buying shit I don't really want to collect anymore. And I'm like, kind of regret it a little bit, but
Trevor, I think, had an Acid Rain figure that he brought with him. I was just playing with randomly, and it looked cool as hell.
no, it's awesome. They are awesome. They are awesome. It's just, you know, I'm kind of excited about this one. I finally got my Gracia in. I found a complete one on eBay. I found one on Mercari not too long ago for $70, and I didn't. It was new in box, and I didn't pull the trigger in time. Somebody brought it. Then I saw this one was complete but not in box. But I was like, you know what? I've been dying. There's certain ones I always wanted for my collection, and little by little I pulled the trigger on them. And I got this one. The guy gave it to me for $65.
Which is that?
The Gracia.
Oh, cool. I don't know the names, but it looked familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like for the first waves and stuff like that. So was it Curtis second first wave? Is that Curtis?
She's 2.0, so it'd be second or third wave.
Yeah. Well, she was from a wave. I didn't get to pre-order from ever. So it's like, you know, those figures you get away. She's a little bit loose here and there, but little kikis to work on her legs but she's complete.
She's a little bit loose and kinky.
No, it's not.
Kikis.
I know what he said.
But she's complete for what I know. She looks like she has everything that she bought except for the box and the, you know. I don't have
one
her
figure. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, tell me.
The one figure I want, and I remember it being on stock for a while in Big Bad Toy Store, is Alithia. I'm saying that right?
Yep.
That's the one figure that I don't have that I really wish I had, like, for my display.
Yeah,
I've got one available if you need it. I believe. I would look, but I'm pretty sure I've got one.
Yeah,
Um,
If Curtis doesn't have one, I think I have one more left. I believe I might have one more left that's not my own. That I
I
might.
I've been in this weird habit, and I should say not a weird habit. It's only happened once, but I've been trading customs for like figures I don't have. So if
Mm.
you're interested in any of those, which you may not be, um,
I'm
or
trying to make room,
cer-
so I'm trying to just like right now get rid of stuff. But I'm thinking about doing similar to kind of what Bill's doing with his blind box sale right now.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is like sell spots on a wheel and have some cool stuff in there. Like I've got let's see, I've got a Poxis and a Lithia, some of the Tactics deluxe ones, um, Gorgo and Tilla 2 pack. So
well,
put some of that stuff in there, but then also some of the other stuff that I just want to move. And then just sell spots on a wheel and then have like a thing where I pull all the prizes. So
I have just been trying really hard to only spend money on figures if I feel like I'm going to use them to customize, because
mhm.
I'd rather not run out of like, it's not like I'm running out of fodder necessarily, but I'm running out of like 1.0 and 2.0 fodder. And if I'm going to only have like dragons and ogres to make, or whatever, or just like having half of a body is super frustrating. So
That's what I've done in the past, but now I've got like 400 figures that are unopened waiting to be customized that I'll never get to. And it's like,
that's like a
yeah,
dream.
that's
It's
crazy.
amazing. I literally, like, I needed two figures, and I knew I like reached out to Trevor and I was like, hey, do you want this custom? I know you like these things, and I'm just looking for two really easy to find figures on a really cheap date right now. So what did I get? I got two figures that are, one of them I can't, it's hard to find in stock, and I can't think, it's the first wave of Cosmic she came out in, and she is sold out pretty much everywhere. She's got,
Ziri or Vorga?
yeah, Ziri. Because I want to do a custom of Scarlet from GI Joe, and her legs are the right color for that I would have to do less prep work on them.
Gotcha.
And then the Berger is the other character that I've just never got that character, and she's got unique parts. I don't know how to say her name.
So you're working
Im-
hard to get figures to make customs that you don't have to work as hard on.
Well, I'm going to sell the Scarlet one. That's something that I'm trying to amass things for CarverCon to sell, and I believe that will sell. And then the thing I made was just, it came together. It came together. I had just wanted to practice, I wanted to practice kind of painting. We talked about this last week, I think, doing like a free work, and it just was like, I need practice with painting red and detailing this head because it's just a lot going on. And then I found it matched a bottom that I already had, that was like to the side, that from a custom that never happened, I guess. And it came together, and I was like, oh, this guy likes this, and he likes free works, and I know he owns a bunch of stuff. Bother him. That worked out. Cherry, if you're watching this, we're just weirdly talking about you.
All right. I think I got about another 10 minutes, then I'm gonna have to pop off so I can get ready for Legion's Quest. So try to get to a point of wrapping up.
Legion's
Sure.
Quest. I'm gonna have to watch Legion's Quest on the road with you guys today.
Yeah, it's a live one today, which is we haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah.
So
And how long when does that start, Curtis?
our time it'll be 3, Alan. It's 4 Eastern.
Okay, I'll pop it on.
I haven't watched it yet. I really need to.
I would love to win that mug.
I think we're going to be giving away so what ended up happening, Trevor ordered one for each of us.
Yeah.
So there's 6 of us, so we each got one, and then the original order got lost, and so the company that he ordered it from ended up sending out a second set to all of us.
Oh, nice.
And the second set arrived, and then shortly after the second set arrived, I guess the first set was found and that came as well. So we all ended up with an extra one. So we got
Oh,
6 extra Steins that Trevor didn't pay for, and the company just said to keep because they're customized to us. And so yeah, I think we're going to be giving away all 6 of them if I had to guess at some point. So
some awesome. So I got 6. I got 6 tries.
yeah, you should have a few attempts for sure.
Either that, or you can just tell me one of yours, and we'll call it even. Don't worry about it. Oh man, yeah, those they're so awesome. They're so cool. They
are pretty neat.
Yeah, they are. You know the
Grizzlehorn asked if what you're making, Alan.
Okay. So I'm doing a big event that's a Roman style party, and I have to make a lot of decor for it. That's what the lion is for a gladiator scene that I did the other night. This now I realize looks like a big butt plug, but this is before I cut the handles off. This is an amphora, which is what the Romans stored wine in, and I have to do a photo op. So we 3D printed this amphora, and then I covered it in tape, and I very carefully I covered half of it in tape because I can always double it. And I made registration marks, and then I have to cut them so that they will lay flat. And then I can cut this out of EVA foam, glue it together, and I can upsize it however I need to make these M4. So I'm making a pattern that I'm about to put on EVA foam to make one. Yeah. I'm reproducing them out of EVA foam. And they're going to look like Roman amphoras, which are wine holding bases, basically.
And not butt plugs.
No, definitely not. This would kill a man.
I just finished my coffee, and I would have absolutely had a spit take had I been drinking it at that moment.
In fairness, though, anything can be a butt plug if you try hard enough.
If this were a butt plug, its name would be Plethora because it's a lot.
And it comes back around, folks.
Oh my God. I'm dead.
I do love about these Acid Rain is their boxes. Their box they come in are so tiny and small, so they don't take up space, and they don't have all that tape, and they don't have nothing holding them down.
Nice pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good pivot.
Good to not be held down.
7-minute countdown.
Yeah, this is. I'm on because I want to hang out with you guys. I wish I was at home doing action figure stuff, but work.
I really needed to talk to you guys and just hang out for a little bit.
That's all right, Alan, because your work is fun. It's not like you're here like filing reports and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like your work is as much fun as our hobby. So
yeah.
That's true. I have a fun job.
It's like the mystery boxes that Bill does. They're the first ones I went crazy on those. And I got a lot of good stuff. And this time around, I'm pretty sure it's even better. But especially if you find the gold pin and get yourself a nice little dial, turtle dial. But I might have to pass this time around because bills are piling up and everything's kind of tight, and I went crazy on ZoloCon. So
yeah, plus the Kickstarter is right around the corner, or well, it's here actually. So
I might end up getting
all of those things.
I might get 1 or 2. It depends. I probably won't be able to make the ChrisCon this year because my first year missing it. It's just too much. It's the travel time, and then the drive and a half. I could probably do with somebody, to share but the expenses. I'm still haven't got the expenses from the freaking all those tolls you pay to go up to. Geez, I'm waiting for those to hit in. I mean, even to travel back and forth from where I was staying at, it was like tolls going there and back. So every day was like a freaking, I can only imagine what's it going to be when I get that bill.
I tell you what, I found out that they've got a thing on there where your GPS in it where you can put in like avoid tolls,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that's been fucking amazing the last year at Legions Con, because it only added, I mean, on a 14-hour drive, it added 10 minutes, but I didn't have to deal with any of that toll stuff, which was awesome. Because
That's incredible.
the previous years, I would have like I'd get back and I would get a thing in the mail that says like it's a whatever, like a $20 toll and then like a $30 processing fee. And then a couple days I would pay that, and then a couple days later another one would come in, and about the same price, and then I'd pay that, and then a couple days later another one would come in, and it's like I just spent like $160 on tolls. So yeah, it's well worth an extra 10-minute drive to not have that.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, like for me, I tried that and I saw the option, and it was like another hour and a half to go around all the tolls from where I lived at. So I
Mhm.
was like, I said, did I want to add another, hour and a half to my ride? It would have been like 4 hours. So I was like, oh man, I was like, which is not a lot, but still, like I'm like, do I want to add that? I was like, you know what? I go, then I don't have Easy Pass, so if you do go to some tolls, sometimes you like you say you get that fee, that processing fee, or you
Mhm.
get a fee on. So I pay all the tolls to go up to PA, but the tolls in PA don't have, they're not, that you don't even need Easy Pass. What it says they'll send you a bill no matter what. They'll mail it to you or Easy Pass no matter what. So it's
Yeah.
like either way, you still had to freaking go through them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? Like it is
Well,
what it is.
it wouldn't be so bad if they took all the tolls from one weekend and
Go
like
together.
processed it all together, and you paid one
Yeah.
processing for all of it. But instead they break it up into each time that you pass through there so that they get multiple processing fees. So
Exactly.
But you also have multiple states, right? So that's
no, it's all pretty much Pennsylvania.
is it? I
Yeah,
I
I mean
thought
there are tolls in other states, but I'm talking about when I went to Legions Con, I would get three all from Pennsylvania, all from one weekend
it's
with three
ridiculous.
separate processing fees. So
Exactly.
I can't live without. I mean, I have an Easy Pass, but like it's from when I lived in the city because I really needed it for like it's otherwise it's so difficult like waiting in line. But I can't avoid tolls. It's not an option for me.
yeah.
Where I live.
Oh wow.
All right, we are at the point of wrapping up. I'm going to go ahead and big 'em myself first. So worked on a few of the rivets on this. Ended up dropping it in my wet palette and smearing some paint, so I had to
Oh shit.
repaint the white, and I'll have to go back and do some of the rivets again. Did get a bunch of the rivets done on the waist piece. There's a few that I'll have to touch up, but for the most part, I think that looks pretty good. And then I worked on this set of legs, just kind of doing some accent, like the belts and the gold, and painted this leaf in on the leg. Um, and other than that, I painted more on this belt and started on these bracers. Um, but this is like my fourth weekend in a row working on this stuff on two different shows. And I'm not even close to being finished, whereas Alan would have finished like 12 things by now. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, but they're not as good.
Magician, though. Alan's a magician. Hey,
uh,
Curtis, what is that you're working on? What's it for?
it's a commission for Legion's Con. It's two Kitsune figures. One is going to be this samurai. So this is let me big of myself again. This is the head for the samurai,
Oh,
which I took the Atlas ponytail and added it to the top here based on Alan's suggestion. I think that helped. That it
what is that?
came out real good.
What is that?
It's a Kitsune head from Wolf King. So
Okay,
it's like a fox.
yeah,
Yeah.
looks good. I like that.
And then this is the female ranger that's going to go with it. This is her. That's her hood, and like here is her lower abdomen. So anyway, been working on this. Still got a lot to go, but you know, made some more progress today. So
Nice, nice,
oh
nice.
I also did these loin pieces today. Painted the rivets on these. So yeah, I got those together too. So, like I said, a little bit more progress, just kind of chipping away. It'll eventually get there. So I'll get to a point and it'll be like, oh wow, I think I could start putting this together. So, but not yet. All right, we'll go over to Jay. What you got, Jay?
I couldn't really do a lot of the stuff I planned to do because of the lighting issues, but I did a couple of little things. Like I actually think I finished this head. I just gotta do some purple dry brushing. I've been working on this for a
Little
while.
bit
I actually
higher.
broke. Can you see that?
Yeah, a little bit higher still.
So
No, not like closer to the camera, like up higher. There you go.
So I had a similar one that I broke because I dropped it. And then I got this at Zolocon. So I might like the way that this came out better. It's almost like Cobra Commander, like chrome looking.
I like that head.
Nice.
Cool. It reminds me of the Power Ranger chick. What's her name? Zorda.
Oh yeah. It's from a tabletop game. There are two Bens at Borderland, but one of them is super into this game. It's called something. It's an artillery witch, and whatever the game is, she is from hell, but drops World War I bombs in World War I. It's very odd, but it's super cool looking. And then I just did a little bit of like the purple dry brushing, which you can kind of see, which is actually on top of the same paint, Dream On, which is I just do that. I think I posted something with similar in the Cabal today, the same paint scheme. I don't know what else I got done.
Very cool.
I talked about a lot of nonsense mostly, and I just
we had some good
dry
conversation.
brush some stuff.
There's good conversation. Go over to Alan. Alan, got anything to show?
Well, I have the pattern and the process here, which is that big shape that I was working with. I covered exactly half of it in tape, and I cut those pieces off so they can lay flat. Next, I'll take a photo of this. I'll trace this digitally, and I'm going to get these enlarged and then cut on my laser so I can replicate them 3 times that size.
Very cool.
So it's a process, but that's it's a basic fabrication thing.
And I know you weren't here very long, Benny, but you got anything that you want to show?
Not really. Just want to say hi.
Well, hi.
Well, you know what? I mean, no, I don't have nothing to show. I ain't doing anything. I was just opening acid rain figures and stuff like that. But yeah, I was listening to you guys the whole time as I was doing stuff running around the house, stuff like that. But hopefully for next week I could get up on early enough and start with you guys and keep on doing the painting. I really do enjoy this. Is really relaxing, and it's like it's also relaxing to hear you guys talk about different stuff, stuff like that. So just sometimes we need that. We need to have that time to ourselves or with our friends and
Sure.
And unwind, stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on like always. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Twizzler says thanks for the show. Looking forward to watching Legion's Quest. Yeah, so got about 40 minutes till we go live on Let's Go Off-World channel for Legion's Quest. Tunamator says detailed some spikes on AWOC ape armor, dry brushing some Goblin Legion builder, some metallic midnight blue, and a few metallic touch-ups on dwarf and orc armor. If you ever want to hop on with us, just let me know. I'll shoot you the link. The more the merrier.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's see. Grizzlehorn says just purchased my extensions. Thank you again. I'm not sure what extensions.
Thigh extensions. The thigh extensions you talked about.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, from Billy. Gotcha. Okay. And Kevin's here. He says I got those acid rain figures. Kevin, I was getting ready to show something, but it's for Tanya's figure. Is Tanya still watching? If she is, I won't show it. But if she's not, I'll show it. Let me know.
Hey Kevin, those acid rain figures, I just opened one up and they are awesome. They are hand candy from the beginning.
Gotcha. Yeah, they do look like a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I got 2 sets there. I might just sell one of the sets because I was like, I ordered like the 4-pack.
Yeah.
picked up the separate ones, thought they were different, and they were all the
Mhm.
same. So I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I needed 2 of those sets.
All right.
So
I'm gonna show
Tanya.
something. This is for Tanya's figure that I'm working on.
let's
Kevin
see.
said she's not watching right now. So I am making a fairy for her, and I wanted to come up with some unique wings. And so I found this like translucent, like phoenix, like animal, whatever, online, and I ended up slicing the wings off of the back of it, and it was just kind of like one color, translucent blue, and then I did some different coloring on it, and this is where I'm at now with that.
Nice.
So, and it's kind of hard to see because you got to have light through it, but the top part is still the translucent blue. It's a little bit darker than what it was originally, but then I kind of shaded it as I went down to make it
Those-
darker as it goes down towards the bottom.
Those
So,
would make really good harpy wings.
Those
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah.
so this was like one whole like phoenix animal. And then what I did was I kind of shaved down the back, made a hole here, put one of the back adapters inside of it. So this will plug right into the back of that figure.
Nice.
Great job, Curtis. That
That's
shit looks
awesome.
fucking awesome, bro.
So I've been working on
Yep.
that for a bit, but I haven't been able to show it because she's usually on with me. So, so don't anybody show her.
Hopefully she doesn't watch the replay.
Unless you watches the show.
Yeah, she was watching her. I don't think she'll watch the replay. So, but I think that was the last piece I had to get done for that because I'm bringing that to MesquiCon for her. So
Nah, she's gonna love it.
I hope so. All right. Well, thank you everybody that's on screen, everybody that was in the chat, anybody that watches replay, and until next time, folks, keep creating.